everyone, I am back and now living in Wales. If you're new here, my name's Amy and my channel name is Sid and Stitch. This is a place where I talk about all things cross stitch, and to be honest, this will be changing more into a bit more of a lifestyle vlog come craft vlog going forward. It's taken me a really long time to make a video and I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. Basically, I've lost another tooth. I am going to be getting dental work done, obviously, so excuse me for now. It has crushed my confidence somewhat. So I'm trying to spice things up with my YouTube and just keep calm, carry on, and share the things I love doing. Guys, I have something really important to show you. Right, close your eyes. Are you closing them? It's honestly so cute. I might have given it away. Are your eyes closed? Right, open them. Aww. This is Poppy. This is my new stitching buddy. Why are you so sleepy? It's early. So yeah, we brought Poppy home. She is a 17-week-old Staffy cross Frenchie. Sorry, I need to get comfy. And she's been hard work. Puppies are hard work. But we're finally coming to the other side now. She's sleeping through the night in our bed. She seems to be crate trained for 2 to 3 hours, although I hate leaving her. Sometimes it genuinely is a necessary evil. And yeah, isn't she magical? Stitching buddy number 2. This is Fidget. I think he's about 10 weeks old now. Sydney named him. Little fidgeter. He's a lovely cat though. He's like, let me go. Everyone was like, get them at the same time, they'll love each other. And there are definitely moments they cuddle up together, but most of the time, go on then. Most of the time, the pop star tries to eat the fidge. But yeah. I'm talking funny because I can't hear myself speak. She's actually got, I keep calling him she, sorry for misgendering you. I've got his nose and his mouth inside my ear and he suckles. Fidget! He suckles on me and I can't hear anything. I can just hear this like purring. It's so loud. So cute. So obviously moving here, so much has happened. I don't think I've got enough hours in the day to explain the adventure we're having in this house, out in the beautiful surroundings. So how about a montage? Obviously, I was a full-time working mum with an autistic child running a department, trying to run a household, still being broke because we lived in Reading, quite close to London. And in these last few months, we've just really had the time to sort of step back, find out what's really important. Sydney's now at school and he's thriving. He's not having any school issues whatsoever. I'm exercising every day. I'm getting out of the house every day. My partner, he got a new job as well. And yeah, things are just going grand. Guys, I had to go put a hoodie on. I am freezing. The temperature in the last couple of days has really dropped here in Wales, and yeah, shivering. So let's get on to the craft stuff. That's why you're all here, right? You can see around my house, like, we've been patching up holes, we've been taking dado rails down because they're not my taste at all, sorting out the animals, sorting out Sydney. Sydney's bedroom is the only room that's been painted so far, and I had to skim all the walls. So I don't have a great deal of stuff to show you cross-stitch wise, but there are two projects that I have been working on in particular this week, I'm going to say. Obviously going forward, that's going to build up. Sydney's now at school, so I've got more time to do these things, which is wonderful. So I'm going to go grab them both. So my first one is Babysitting by Linda Ravenscroft. It was on Heaven and Earth Designs, but unfortunately she's now retired from the site. Drama to do with AI. But yeah, I would say Linda Ravenscroft is definitely my favourite artist I've found so far. So if anyone ever hears of her artwork being sold through different cross-stitch sites, please do let me know. There were so many I wanted to get before she retired, but unfortunately I just didn't have the money. I am trying to... I am trying to get rid of all the parked threads because they're just everywhere and they're actually starting to clump together to the point where I have to rip them apart sometimes. So I've got one complete page finish and I have now started on the next. And since picking this up again, I believe I've just done a few odd stitches here and there, to be honest. So yeah, I love it. I think with this one, it's so confetti heavy that, you know, I'll pick it up for an evening. I'm only reaching maybe 100 stitches at most. But I'm trying to live more of a simple life. I'm trying to slow down and I'm trying to tell myself that this is a hobby. You know, even doing 5 stitches is progress. But I think it's because this is the one design I'm actually really desperate to have on my wall as well. It sort of epitomises the design and beauty of nature that I want to bring into my home. So I don't have the stats on me, I'm not that organised, but it's very low. I believe it's like a 10%er, if not lower. So yeah, I love this one, I really do. It's a mini, but it's huge. Like, the fabric's huge still. I believe this is just a 25 count and I'm doing it 2/1 full cross, which if I was to start a Haid again now, there's no way I would do a full cross again. But I do like the thickness of, that's the back. I do like the thickness of the stitching it's creating, if that makes any sense. Sorry guys, woofed it over the camera. So next up is one I've shown plenty in previous videos, and it is this one. Now I love this one, the Shire, and yeah, I just think it's beautiful. Is it the Shire? It is the Shire, I know it's the Shire, but I don't know, sorry, I'm having a bit of a a mind fort. So this is just like a Chinese copy type. But I find that they're really easy to work on when your brain's just gone. So I was working on babysitting the other night. Sorry, threads everywhere. I was working on babysitting the other night and I couldn't keep my eyes open. My focus just wasn't there. So I pulled this one out. And yeah, so I've done most of the bottom. I can hear chewing. One moment. Sorry guys, I thought I could hear like chewing, and I can, it's the cat on the table legs, but that's okay. So previously I had done these two corners, but mainly I've been focusing on I was trying to do royal rows, so I was doing the 2 rows and then the partial row. And I'm not going to sugarcoat how much I've actually done when I picked it up. I literally have done these 2 black lines. It's not black, it's navy. But again, I feel not obligated. I want to pick this one up because I want it on the wall. So, I mean, doing that didn't take me long at all. So I think I just knuckle down and get on with these projects. What I have done is I've put all my projects, even knitting projects, non-needlework projects, I've put them all on a spinning wheel. I think I even put DIY projects. And what happens is at the start of the week, I'm going to spin the wheel and that one thing will be my focus project for the week. So I'm still going to work on whatever the hell I like. It's a hobby. It's not a chore. And I think by having a focus project, it just brings that project to the front of your mind, doesn't it, really? So babysitting's my focus project for this week, and I do really want to work on it again. So I might do that tomorrow when kids at school. And yeah, that's the cross stitching. I still have plenty to show you guys, don't you worry though. I've just been feeling really creative, so it's been lovely to get into it again. Do you think she'll grow much bigger? Behind you, there's this huge window, and like obviously we're in a valley, so all you can see is trees. It's so beautiful. I'm not sure it'll work if I turn it around. You might get blinded. So, let's see. Maybe not the best for you because it's not a very sunny day. But yeah, we love it. So the other thing I wanted to show everyone is, you might have seen these sort of books online, particularly on Temu, and what they are is they have colouring pages. I'll show you. So like random colouring pages, but they're single-sided, which means you can use the gel markers. I got my gel markers from Temu, the alcohol markers. In fact, just these ones. You get a fair few. I do find that when you're colouring in though, it's mainly dual tones, which is kind of annoying. So I decided to just go one by one in this book. I'm not an artist, but I've really enjoyed the mindfulness of it. Taking some time out, just focusing. And with these pens, you'll find like you'll start colouring in, say, the tip of the slipper, but it bleeds, and then you don't have to sit there and colour in the whole thing. This is so cute. I do love the backgrounds it causes. But yeah, so sweet. I would sit in that cat chair. That cat chair is adorable. So this next picture, for example, I'd want to do in softer colours, but they're only, I don't know, they're quite neon-y, some of them. This is probably the best one out of the book. What else? Little Christmas one. And in all honesty, like, I can lose a couple of hours doing this at a time. So leave me a comment if you're into colouring books as well. I find the world of colouring books online is a bit competitive though, which I don't really understand, because it's made for relaxation. How cute is that? I just feel like this girl would not be wearing these colours and her house wouldn't be decorated like this, but I had no choice but to choose these tones. Yeah. I might buy some more pens. You know, you get the packs of like 100 on. And then I did this one last night. And I said to my little boy, what colour should I do the background? It's all a bit garish. But no, he said black. And actually, I think I did the best with what I have. I just love the backgrounds though. I think they're really cool. In theory, you could go back with a black liner, thin liner on this side and sort of recreate it if you wanted to. But yeah, my partner bought me this and I've fully finished one. Let's flick through it. This time I've been using pencils, and this is what I mean, I've been feeling quite creative. So I can't draw, I can't paint, I can't colour in anything more than a basic standard, but I've actually been taking the time to sit and watch YouTube videos, like what effects can I use with colouring pencils to make it better. I haven't applied any to this, but I sat there and I coloured in, you know, every single colour. Cruella looks crazy. And yeah, so it turns out to make your colouring pencils more vibrant, the best thing you can do is buy expensive colouring pencils. The thing I don't like about these colouring books either, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, is on the next page, you might be able to see it that way, like the pencils of, there's like, this page looks embossed almost, which, to be honest, why would you even create a colouring book that is double-sided in this day and age? Because you're always going to ruin the one behind, unless you're going to keep these as the base book and you're just going to scan them each time, which I personally wouldn't. So, yeah. So, okay, a few, I'm going to say haul bits. They're not cross-stitch things. Oh, I do have cross-stitch haul, actually. I forgot about that. Okay, I'm not going to get it all out, actually. But basically, someone on Facebook was selling cuts of, I think they were like 28, 32, 36 count fabrics. It might be a lot lower. It might be 28 and 32, maybe. Anyway, I bought about 6 pieces, and they're all sort of around 50 to 60 centimetres tall to about 50 centimetres wide. So they're really good sized pieces, and it's got me thinking whether they will be big enough for the Heaven of Sale. I am determined to do it this year. I really hope there's a design I like. I think for the last couple of years there were ones I liked, but not enough to sit and stitch to that degree, because I think you're supposed to finish a certain amount before the end of the year, or even finish it by the end of the year to get the other designs. But if you don't really care for all the other designs, then the only motivation you have is to prove to yourself that you can do it. But obviously life gets in the way. So yeah, we'll see. But so cross-stitch plans, my plans are to do the Heaven and Earth stitch along next year. I'm going to start setting up daily goals. I'm going to have focus of the week. So my focus this week, I've got this spinning wheel and it chose babysitting, which I showed you before. Ideally, I want to focus on babysitting all week, and I'm going to allow myself to do whatever the hell I want. If it doesn't catch my interest, because forcing yourself through, as we know, just causes burnout, and I haven't got time for that anymore. I need to not burn myself out, basically. So yeah. Anyways, haul. Has anyone else been tempted by this Disney paint by numbers? I've bought 3 of them. So the ones that I can buy in the shops. And you get paints and paintbrush and that. And they are lovely. But I just can't decide whether I want to subscribe to it or not. I have actually, it might be in one of the magazines, I did actually finish one of them. Paint one of them. Let's have a look. But yeah, it's funny though, isn't it? The first few are always a couple of quid, and then it goes up to like £12 every 2 weeks or monthly, something like that. God knows where that is then. That's the big style Bambi to paint. I didn't do that because you needed to, basically this is how they get you each time you get a paint by numbers that you can fully complete, and then you also get another one that you have to then buy, maybe not even the next one, you have to buy on to complete it, basically, because you get more paints. Anyway, this is the one I've painted so far. It's not great, but it's not bad, and it's quite cute. And so basically you get a mount. I think this came in the 3rd one. So what would happen is that one would go in there, the big one would go up here, and then there's a smaller one, which I'm not going to find just yet. And then they've moved on, so now you've got a goofy one. I don't know what the other paintings are, but yeah. But if you subscribe, you get like 3 little water pot, some paints. But this is what I've noticed. So like, oh, that's issue 5. Oh, so even issue 4, you're starting to get less paints as the time goes on. They're just cheeky, aren't they? And I don't know if I love it enough to pay all that money, but I do love storage and stuff. So you get the ring bind. Oh, it's mental. Or a hoarder. But yeah, I just don't know. Leave a comment if you've been doing this too. I like Disney, and I've just showed you I've got a Disney colouring book, but I'm not really like a Disney adult either. Like, I don't sit there watching Disney movies unless my son makes me. But you know what I mean, unless it's with my son. And I also, yeah, I'm just not really a Disney adult. I like the imagery of it, but I don't know if I like them enough to actually have them on my walls either. I do have a Bambi cross stitch here, but my mum made this for me for Christmas. You are perfect just the way you are. But apart from that, definitely not a Disney adult. So I've probably answered my own question. And then I mentioned that I bought so much stuff. I've actually bought so much stuff. I'm not going to go into knitting this time round because it's all over my house. But I bought 10 balls of like a good nice moss green colour double knit from Aldi. So that would make a jumper for me. I can't remember if it's double knit or Aran now. But anyway, I bought all that. My mum, she came to visit and I was like, bring me some wool. So she bought me, I think, another 10 balls of double knit, but 5 of 2 different colours. I'm sure I've got other stuff as well, honestly. I've just been like a beast with crafts. Like, I just needed all the stuff, obviously. But anyway, clay. I got this pack. And I love it because it's the effect stuff. So obviously you got neons. I'm not a great fan of neon. But down here, they come out like gemstone coloured. This is sort of like marbly. And then I think these are like galaxy type things. But it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. So I had a couple of plans. I'm going to collect some jars and I'm going to directly carve on it, around it. But I did have a thought on this. Do people use Fimo for that, or do they use air drying clay? Because I know it shouldn't hurt the glass to put in the oven, but I'm wondering if it will adhere to the glass or go funny. The glass will be fully coated, so it's not like it will just fall off. I don't know. I'm going to have to research this a bit more. But my other plan, and this is sort of a test for my wedding. I can't remember. I think I said we got engaged in a previous video. Got to get my teeth sorted out first. But eventually when we get married, I would quite like to have, not these, but so the tree slices, you can buy bigger ones, and then covering it in moss. This cost me £12. Crazy. But anyway, covering it in moss, and then with the Fimo, creating like tiny little toadstools, woodland magic, making little dioramas. But what you could do, imagine like they would be on a larger scale. For table one, you would just have one like big mushroom, and then on that mushroom I would put like little windows in and stuff, so it looks proper cute. And then on table two, I would probably have like 2 big mushrooms and then stuff around it, so on and so forth. We're both very much into nature. We're very much into fantasy stuff, so it just sounded like a nice idea, nice thing to do. And then on the note of the jars covering stuff, in the works I found this, which I think is so cute, and it's actually like a little drawer. So my plan would be, imagine fixing the back to the wall, obviously, so that'd be up on the wall, and then you would use it as a drawer. But what I'm going to do is carve it into like more of a fairy house, and in the Fimo, carving it into like cute houses, fairy houses. It doesn't have to go on the wall, it could even just go up here. But yeah, that's my creativity's taking me. And on top of that, I finished a book as well. I've even been reading. I don't think you can see from here. So we went to a charity shop and my partner found a Kindle for me for £5. I'd previously had a more up-to-date one and sold it, and I was really disappointed. So I got the Kindle and just started a book straight away. It was called Horror Show by Nathan Allen, and I think it might be on Kindle Unlimited or Prime Reading, so go look for it. I really enjoyed it. It was weird, it was wacky, and it was just a little bit different, which I don't feel like you get very much when you're reading books now. They seem to all be written on some sort of base plot line, or you know, they're all much for muchness. Anyway, these books here are the ones that are on Kindle Unlimited, because I would rather read on my Kindle. I don't know why, but for me, the fact that it's on a Kindle makes me want to pick it up more. It's probably just screen addiction. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these. I'm now reading Horns. I don't keep books once I've read them, so the reason I've separated these is once they've been read, I will give them to a charity shop. And if you really want to see my junk shelf, I've got loads of books. I've got so many books. But yeah. So I'm so sorry if you came here mainly for the cross stitch. I know it hasn't been that heavy. Next video I'll probably have more to show you because I've got more time now. My like I said, my son's now at school, so this is only day 3 of me being completely on my own, and quite frankly, going from a full-time working mum to a stay-at-home mum and your kid's not even here, like I don't know what to do with myself. Get a job, I hear you say. I can't because I don't drive, so I'm now it's a big thing. It's a big long thing. Basically, it takes me an hour and a half round trip to get Sid to school and then me get home. It's not very far, but it does have a massive hill, and then by the time we reach the top of the hill, he's still got a little bit of time left before school starts because we rely on the bus service for the flat bit. So it's a lot of waiting around. And then obviously I got a puppy, thinking that my partner was keeping his old job so we could afford to stay at home, and yeah, things have just changed a little bit. I can still afford to stay at home, kind of, but it's not going to be the life of luxury that I would like. But anyways, the very last thing that I want to share, I overshare, don't I? It's an ADHD thing. I apologise. And I guess if you watch my videos, that's probably part of my charm. But last thing I'd like to share, I don't know if anyone collects this, Daphne's Diary. Every now and then I will pick it up, and it only comes out 8 times a year. And it's just so lovely and quaint, and it's what I want my life to be. Crazy as that sounds. And inside I found a drawing I did. I even did a drawing. But yeah, you get lovely little illustrations. But the reason I wanted to share it is you get a lot of craft projects. So 8 tips to get your garden ready for winter. I've been doing a lot of gardening, so that's very helpful. There's a segment on Aran, like Aran yarn. How to make different salves out of things from your garden. There's bits of paper you can cut out, so like gift tags. How to make art from cement. Very very nature-based. There's poems. The reason I bought this time, not gonna lie, I'm trying to find it. So there's even a colouring page. There's recipes. There's travel segments talking about, where's that? Germany. Looks lovely. Information about all different mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Maybe even the magic type. No, I haven't found any magic mushrooms around here actually. I've not been looking too hard, but obviously having a puppy, you don't want them to eat random things, and there are a lot of mushrooms everywhere. So anyway, sorry, it's taken me a while. Toadstools made out of clay. I thought that was way cool. And then there's bits on telling you how to look after the animals during winter. So putting out hedgehog houses, etc. I can't find what I want. So you get cut out bits like this, and I'm guessing this is just like something to use scrapbooking or whatever. But the thing I'm trying to look for, it's really bothering me. So you get a little gift box one as well. The one I'm looking for is, again, toadstools. They're on card, which is why it's so strange I can't find them. And you put them on twine and create your own bunting. And I genuinely can't find them. What the hell? Anyways, when I picked this up and opened it, I also found a drawing I did. Sid's very much like, draw a house, mummy, draw a city. So this time I had to draw a city. And as I say, I'm not the best drawer. I bet it was the drawer. Artist. I'm not very good at drawing. But I really got into this one. How cute is that? Obviously I can go back in and add more detail. But I started by drawing like diagonally across the page. It might have been that way. And then I added the houses to the lines. And then when I could see big gaps, I just added in what looks like roads. And I thought if I went in with the alcohol markers, it'd be all bright colours. I've added like pathways and doormats and Taylor Street Doctors, because my name's Amy Taylor. Down here I've got Stacey & Co, which is like a greengrocer. I've added a little sign. I've added a pool top swimming pool here, different roofs. And I think what I'm learning now through having a bit of a slower lifestyle is that perfection's going to kill you. And if you can just let go of what your preconceptions are of things that you are doing, like, and stop trying to monetize everything. Because I think I was doing crafts or anything really in the knowledge that I then wanted to create a video and show people, and I wanted to put on Instagram, and I wanted to put on TikTok, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that. And all you're really doing is creating this expectation for yourself that you're not going to rest today. You need to crack on. You need to get the stitches in. And I think people enjoy listening to you a lot more when it comes organically. You know, I definitely notice it with floss tubers when they're on a bit of a hype about their cross stitch, and you can see that they're falling in love with the craft all over again. And I can definitely tell the ones who have been doing floss tube for a very long time, and like, no hate, but you know, it's their routine to do their videos on, say, a Wednesday, and they're sort of spinning the same thing each week, which I'm not complaining about. I love all floss tubes, I really do, but you can see a difference, you really can. But I'm glad I'm back. I am gonna try and do a video at least monthly. What you find is I get the joy of my crafts back, and then the videos start flowing more as well, so hopefully that happens. And if I don't speak to you before then, have a wonderful Halloween. I don't know if you noticed in my windows, I've got all the Halloween decorations and stuff up for Sid, so we're definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, much love. Goodbye. Tramp chic. I bet I like it.